Hi, I'm Lori Paul, and I have a brain tumor. But before we start, let me tell you that I'm reading from a script. My concentration's shot because of the medication I'm on daily, so I did a script so I wouldn't lose my train of thought completely. So bear with me if it looks like I'm looking down, looking back up. It's so that I can make sense, not because I'm shy of the camera. Let me introduce myself as a person. I'm a mother of 5. I have a grown son who doesn't live at home, and then I have 4 little ones, 10 and under, and Matthew, one of my twins, is special needs. He has autism. I've been a stay-at-home mom since 2001. One of the main reasons I'm a stay-at-home mom is my husband's a firefighter, Joe, his name is, and he's gone 24 hours at a time every 3rd day. And that means that I have to be the main parent in order to keep the house running and do all that. So I've always been a stay-at-home mom. But we do try to supplement our income. My husband also works as an ER tech part-time at Northside Hospital up in Canton. And we have a small business, Citrus Solution. We do carpet cleaning. Unfortunately, because I've been so sick, Joe hasn't been able to continue doing the part-time work at the hospital. And we haven't been able to, because I'm the main marketing person, we haven't been able to do a lot of our carpet cleaning because I haven't been able to get out there in the community and do the things I like to do here in Paulding County. Plus, I don't drive anymore. Medication, I don't feel safe driving with the kids in the car or putting anybody else at risk. So I have to have Joe around to help me do all that and get to appointments. So I have a tumor, and this is my eye, but that's not the tumor. The tumor is actually in my head, but it is causing this disfigurement to my eye. I was diagnosed with this tumor, which is technically called a meningioma on my right optic nerve sheath, but tumor is just easier to say, so we're going to stick with that. That was in 1999. A few months later, in 2000, I chose to go through radiation, and it did work. It reduced the size of the tumor and halted the growth for a little while. And over the years, since 2000, I've gone through MRIs yearly, sometimes twice a year if there were any changes, to monitor it. In 2008, I started noticing changes in my vision, in my right eye. And so I went, and the MRI was showing, let me start over. In 2008, I began to notice changes in my vision. The tumor had begun to grow again. And eventually, in late 2008, it took this complete sight in my right eye. So I'm blind and permanently blind in that eye. Since then, MRIs have shown more rapid growth in the tumor, especially in the last year. My eye bulges because the tumor has grown forward and is in the eye socket itself. And if you'll notice, my eye, earlier this month, I had to have my eye sewn shut because the pressure had actually turned the eyelids inside out and exposed it, and there was no way to keep it moist and free of infection. So I had to have it sewn together, and believe me, I wish I had never had to speak those words that my eye was sewn together, because it's not a fun thing. Since I was diagnosed, surgery's been discussed, but the option of surgery, the only thing they'd ever offered was a complete open craniotomy. And if we had chose to do that earlier on, when I had sight in that eye, the surgery would have resulted in blindness anyway, and there was no reason to lose my sight at that time. Obviously, I was having babies and going through life, and I felt sight and could see, so we weren't going to put myself, we chose not to go through that. We didn't want to deal with the side effects, the nerve damage, the lovely things that could happen when you have your head cut open. So now, though, we're at the point that surgery has to happen. Obviously, just looking at this monstrosity on my face kind of explains that. Unfortunately, the only type of surgery that Emory has ever offered me is an open craniotomy. And an open craniotomy, in a nutshell, first of all, is not a lot of fun, and specifically down and dirty, it involves draining your spinal fluid through a spinal tap, peeling my forehead down, cutting out, in my case, this much of my skull, and removing that part of the skull, retracting my brain, and then cutting out the tumor itself, and then doing everything in reverse to put everything back, including the spinal fluid. That part just freaks me out. I don't know why that part freaks me out so much, but it does. And wait a minute. every day that we postpone this, we run the risk of the tumor taking the side of my other eye, which would really change my life a lot. Because if it starts to grow back, it could affect the optic nerve on my left eye, because they do come together at the back. Through research, not through the surgeons or anyone else telling me this, but through research on my own, I have found a procedure that's much less invasive to remove the tumor. And basically, it's called a supraorbital eyebrow craniotomy. And what happens is they make an incision in my eyebrow. They take out about a quarter size or maybe a little bit bigger size of the bone out of my skull here. And they use endoscopic cameras and tools to remove the tumor piece by piece. And then the bone is replaced, and my eyelid or my eyebrow would be sewn shut, and you could probably not even tell. But more importantly, it's not the cosmetics that I'm worried about. It's the side effects of the open craniotomy versus this type of surgery. I need to be back in a saddle. I need to be able to take care of my family. I need to be able to promote my business so that I can support my family. And this surgery will have me up and running a lot quicker. 2 to 3 days in the hospital, 3 weeks probably back completely and better than I am now, because God knows I don't feel good now, and probably easing off medication that makes me have to read from a script will make a huge difference in my life and in my children's lives. Plus, it's less possibility of brain damage, less nerves are going to be cut, so that means less possibility of nerve pain that could last forever if we do an open craniotomy. There are no surgeons in Georgia, unfortunately, that perform this surgery, so I'm currently in a struggle to have Blue Cross Blue Shield of Georgia cover the surgery as an out-of-network procedure, because I can't find anybody in-network to do this surgery. In addition to my struggle with the insurance, even when, if, hopefully, I get them to approve this as out-of-network, that's my goal, there will be travel expenses and co-insurance payments that my family cannot afford. I've had lots of love and help from friends and family, trying to raise funds to help with these expenses and cover the lost income, because Joe is my primary caregiver and is unable to be away from home to do his usual part-time work that helps us make ends meet in our budget. Speaking of fundraisers, there is a fundraiser at Rodney's Barbecue in New Hope on Tuesday the 24th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It'd be great if you could come out and support me and my family at this event. How Bad's Barbecue, and Rodney's donating a portion of all the food sales to me, which is amazing. And there will be lots of door prizes and fun for all. There'll be different things to do, so it's not just to come and have dinner. There'll be fun and chance to win some fun things from local merchants. Even if you can't attend, if you would like to give, just click on the donate button where you see it posted with this video. And even if you can't give, just pray. That'll make a huge difference in my life. Every little care for me helps. All donations are appreciated from the bottom of my heart. I thank anyone and everyone who's given and will give in the future. Please know, and this is important, that any money raised will be used just to help me through this ordeal. And anything that's left over will be paid forward. I plan to start a nonprofit called Love is Blind. It's my t-shirt. And I want to help other people once I'm recovered and back to Lori, the Lori I used to be. Some of you know me and know this isn't her. And once I get this tumor out of my head and I'm healed, I want to start this foundation, this nonprofit, and help others with brain tumors and vision issues navigate their way through the insurance and medical stuff to help them get the best medical help available out there. So thank you very much.